Hey people, Intro here, 3v3, Katrin Purification Plant, blue team. We have some Orks. First up is SchmusCriminal with a Kommando knob, an infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style, begins with a twin link shooter. This is the Blood Axe's elite scheme. The other Ork is MakeEldarsGreatAgain, rocking a mech boy, teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat with a bunch of Orky gadgets. Who's he spotting over here? Here's some scouts. They're going to drop a model soon if they're not careful. Alongside, rounding off the team, is Nelson Man with a Plague Champion. Starts off with a damage over time bolt gun, can get to melee weapons, debilitates enemies and supports allies, can also repair. Some good old Black Legion. The scouts did indeed drop a model. And these are Klaus Schwabs, also known as Overtly Generous, rocking a Techmarine. Starts off in ranged combat, can support with structures and repair, also get a melee loadout going. Alongside, Korgoth and an Apothecary, support hero fighting in melee combat by default, begins to heal in a passive health regeneration aura, and the classic Ultramarines DLC with some actual Ultramarines over there. Rounding off the teams then, VagrantTable's Farseer, support hero fighting in melee, some powerful buffs and control. She's looking after the Western contested VP. This has been noded up by Overtly already. It's going to be bashed though, wire banners up. Apothecary fighting some CSM, Tactical Marines grabbing that central contested power. Both the contested powers are red, and they're both being noded. That's a nice little boost early on. Plague Champions stinking up the Apothecary with his Plague Bolter there. Scouts taking more damage. Some Sluggers in play. They're a big threat with their burners to those level 1 Marines. But they're not really helping out at the moment. They're burning down the node. They should be fighting, I think. CSM drop a model with a turn of war. Nelson Man has another. Plague Champion ties up the tax. He does absolutely pathetic melee damage by default. 6 DPS on this guy. Inexplicably, I still have no idea why it's that low after 15 years, but here we are. He was just trying to stop those guys from shooting. Here's the second CSM squad. Also getting a turn of war. Shotgun blast and a run on the heretics. That Doom blast was a little bit early. But can they get a model off the tax here, the Chaos Fellas? They can. Scouts, heretics are okay. Scouts, really low for Overtly, but they also back off. Meanwhile, though, up this east side, MakeEldarsGreatAgain is bashing power. Look, Overtly's gone straight into Devastators. When he plays Techmarine, tends to rush into a Land Raider and then get a bunch of plasma cannons and whirlwinds and stuff. For major disruption. Scouts need to be careful. Okay, they're running off. Korgoth is coming to support. May need some support to hold this power while he rushes the tier 3. Wonder if we'll get a Librarian maybe, because that'll really help with the power defenses with the force barrier. Meanwhile, down the west side, VagrantTable is getting close to some power bashing of his own. Armor of Fortune buffing those Howling Banshees there. It's actually a war gear you don't see all that often. 30% damage resistance for 15 seconds is really nice. And I assume that'll stack up with like Autarch damage resistance and Seer Council damage resistance and stuff. Got some Rangers up here. Don't actually have their rifles yet. Heretics with a late Doom Blast and a run, and the Banshees now need to be very careful. Can they Fortune again? There's the Fortune again. That should help them escape. But they should escape, yeah, because CSM are no slouch in melee. And there's 2 of them. If Nelson Man was a little bit more careful there, he could have got both of the CSM in this spot for some retreat melee. Maybe they would have got another model. Maybe. But he wouldn't have known, of course, where those ladies would retreat to. Sluggers piling in. Don't have their burners, these guys. Schmus has used early power to get looters up here. The Death Gun. Apothecary falls. Oh, the Plague Champion's down. Maybe the Techmarine shot him. Scouts. No shotguns on these fellas. Oh yeah, he likes to use Artificer armor too. Some mines going down. Not something you see all that often either in a 3v3. Typically it's Signum armor or nothing. Assault squad up here for Korgoth. 400 hit points of heavy infantry armor that can jump on you and disrupt with chainswords, of course. Great synergy with support heroes such as the Apothecary that can heal them. Devastator's in a great spot right now. Commando's going to go down. That's another jump from these guys. Techmarine is busy putting mines in again. Heretics wipe. Easily replaced. I don't think they had any upgrades. Scouts getting caught. Almost wiped. These guys are continuing forward though for some reason. Oh, they're trying to wipe them, I guess. And they got really close. But now they're in a tough spot. Assault squad on retreat path. Retreating units taking 30% more damage from melee attacks. Banshees there too, with the aspect of fleetness. Jumping over stuff to get into retreat path. Grenades? There's no grenades. Looters opening up. They were using hide the guns to be all infiltrated like, but now the Banshees are on them. But they used fleet, so the damage output is reduced, which is why these guys aren't dropping models here. And I think, yeah, they're alright. They are alright. Some power melee kicks, but they got away. Techmarine needs to run. Yeah, he was not facing the right way to shoot these guys anyway. Tier 2s all around. Only the Orks are still in Tier 1. Kommando still on the floor. But the Plague Champion can get a revive here. Probably going to see the Plague Fist later game to help with the capping. Big shooter here for the Mech Boy. These guys power bashing, overtly fully populated these gens here because he's trying to get that Tier 3 rolling. A bunch of mines. These mines will be spotted by Nob leaders on the shooter boys. There's one of them for MakeEldars. Nelson Man did not replace those heretics, by the way. So much for noble worship. Fetid armor's on the way though, to help control the Banshees and of course the assault squad as well. It's really good on-demand suppression which lasts for a long time. Does a little bit of damage too. It ticks a bit of damage, yeah, 4 piercing damage, basically nothing. Sanguine Chainsword is in. Helps the Apothecary brawl. And an Autarch. Good drop. Helps the Banshees escape. And we have Purification Vials. Speaking of brawling, the Armor of Fortune does give a decent amount of hit points and health regen for the Farseer. Helps stay in combat a bit longer and recover a bit faster too. You okay, Mr. Plague Champion? Autarch's chasing you. Autarch's a sub-commander, very quick on her feet, with some passive damage resistance auras coming off her. Looters. Saved by the sluggers, maybe. They can now turn and actually set up. Those guys are staying in play a bit too long for my liking. They do have their sergeant. Apothecary gets to heal. Oh no, they're supported by the Razorback, look. There's Fortune on them, look. They may need to retreat. They just dived inside the Razorback. Farseer pushing through. That was 2v1 against Schmus, basically, I think. Where are the double CSM? They're moving up. Defensive position on the power. Up the east side. Overtly still trying to defend here with only Devastators. Goes Tier 3 though. Has a lot of power required to get a Land Raider up. Really needs to defend this. So these guys are going to move. They are going to risk moving here. Looks like they'll be able to set up. No Mastercrafted Bolter, so we can't high-powered shot on anything. Repurchases the node, look. They're trying to burn the gens. Where's the Mech Boy? Because he can shut all that down by just teleporting onto the Devastators. So can the Weird Boy just hit them from long range. There's Warphead. That does huge damage, especially to set up teams that can't move very easily. Autarch, look at the distance the Autarch just covered in like 1 second. With the leap and the speed she has. She also has fleet, of course. Pressuring the Weird Boy. Gets a good special. Oh, Korgoth, what's going on? Korgoth just lost his assault squad with a sergeant. Probably to the Blood Crusher, I guess. And these guys have their aspiring champions. Plague Champion has his fist already. What are you doing, Mrs. Farseer? Oh, you put Fortune on yourself and then just run away, okay? Okay. Plague Marines on the way for Nelson Man to try and get that Razorback. Blood Crusher could also pressure it. Plague Champion typically doesn't have the speed to chase vehicles. Weird Boy, Warp Vomit. Oh, slightly mistimed. Didn't quite hit the Howling Banshees. It does have a bit of a wind-up time that you need to get used to. Needs to be like a second bit later there. Level 3 Plague Champion. 315 to 424 on the VPs. Now, do you get Icon of Nurgle here because you're facing these Eldar fellas? Or do you just mucus discharge it for maximum capping? Apothecary is down and twitching. Blue team retain the west side, and now they're putting on the power bashing. Anything to threaten the Blood Crusher here. Oh, here's some Stern Guard veterans switching immediately to Vengeance rounds to damage vehicles with them. These guys have a missile launcher. So the Blood Crusher's already done its job in getting those Tactical Marines to purchase a 35 power missile launcher. He's put some pressure on too. Plague Marines. Holy crap, that shot did a lot of damage. That did like 250 damage, it looked like. Weird Boy finishes it off. I think the Stern Guard and attacks are in there. Yes, they are. 315 to 387. Weird Boy's going to try and save the Kommando here. Does he have... Oh, not a Warp Vomit. He's got a foot. Hits one of the Banshees, I think. Is that Purification Vials? It is. 315 to 379. Oh, Autark has her fancy gun, look. But she can't shoot it when she's being chased around. Good damage to all targets from relatively short range. Blood Crusher is going to get got. Now, would we call that a worthwhile purchase there? It cost 60 power. It forced the missile launcher purchase. It did a bunch of harassing. Kept things away from the VP. That they've retained this VP. I think that was decent. And he goes tier 3 with it. Speaking of tier 3, Overtly's got Land Raider Redeemer on the way. Couldn't defend the power though, look. I mean, unsurprisingly, with only Devastators. Hard countered by a teleporting mech and the Weird Boy. 2-to-1 cap. Korgoth says bad build. I don't know if he's referring and talking to Overtly there. Is he rushing this Land Raider a bit too hard? Should he have replaced the scouts? At least with some shotguns, perhaps. Because they can also help repair the Land Raider, of course. Capping that contested power in the mid. We got some Mark of Khorne on the way. Both of them? Yes, both of them. And yeah, this guy should definitely get Mucus Discharge then to help support these fellas. Luke is in a strange spot here, eh? Trying to cover a bit of both the mid and the west side. This is a big fight brewing here. Oh, we got some advanced healing, I think, from the Apothecary. Autark jumps in for a heal. Instantly gets suppressed. CSM already off the field. There's Pestilent Strike. And there is the Levitation Field from the Gravity Blade. Amazing control. Tosses them aside. Plague Champion still in there though. Slugger's still in there. CSM still in there. Grenade on the Kommando. He then grappling hooks himself and kabooms. And a nuke thrown in. Imperial Abyss from the Plague Champion. Makes everything run. And with that, they retain the Western VP. Don't think anything wiped in that. The Assault Squad, of course, was already down over there. Battle Wagon on the way. In fact, on the field now for MakeEldarsGreatAgain. Plasma Cannon. There's the first one from Overtly. Expect at least one more. I think he should back them up with a Whirlwind as well. Can he get a good shot here? On the Shooter Boys. Seems to be misfiring a bunch. Farseer's got them tied up. Are they going to make it? They do not make it. Farseer levels to 5. Did she have Guide on herself there, maybe? Fortune again. Does Fortune have a really, really short cooldown? It's quite rare to see Armor of Fortune, actually. It seems to have a really short cooldown, which is quite fun. Bigger brains for the Weird Boy. So we can chuck Orks into combat. As if they'd refuse. It's just speeds up the process. Land Raider Redeemer coming over to the west side. This thing is a mobile base that all of your allies can use to retreat to. Some powerful weaponry on it as well. Flamestorm cannons for the CSM. Double CSM with Mark of Khorne. The aspiring champion does get a melter pistol. It might be worth just putting these guys on range stance here and shooting it. They are getting wrecked. Maybe it wasn't worth those guys pushing it alone. What am I hearing? I'm hearing a rock somewhere, aren't I? Oh, on base, look. On Korgoth's base. Down go those stern guard. Ouch. He's down to a single tactical marine squad. That was vicious from MakeEldarsGreatAgain there. Missile launcher still in play, damaging the battle wagon. Apothecary heals himself. 315 to 231. I mean, he's got time to recover here. Double plague marines for Nelson Man to put some more pressure on this thing. Overtly does seem to be relatively aggressive with his land raiders when he gets them. Big push there. Now it's going to take a defensive position where they can all retreat back to it. See the Banshees retreating to it there. 315 to 215. Banshees now onto the Plague Marines. Those guys do explode on death, and that's some friendly fire from the plasma cannon. Banshees are war shouting. Plague Marines are exploding, and here's more Plague Marines. Is that a kaboom from that guy? Grappling hook kaboom. Banshees make it out. So now VagrantTable can be really aggressive with the Banshees, knowing that they can retreat back to the Land Raider right there. But they need cover through the mid. Make Boy's on it. He's got a Mega Rumbler. Oh, Plague Champion just killed the Apothecary, I think. Or downed him. Plasma Cannon's doing some work, eh? There's two of them already. There's the Foot of Gork, though. Plague Champion goes down. I'm not sure why he was still pushing in there. Ouch. Was that friendly fire, that one? I think that was a Weird Boy shot. Poor CSM trying to cap. Oh, and we have a las cannon as well. Korgoth gets some more marines. Oh, he lost his stern guard as well. Yeah, we saw them die on the battle wagon shot, wasn't it? Ouch, that Foot of Gork was nuts. Fire Prism on the field. Can this thing set up and get some shots on the battle wagon? It's got that charge up time, and here comes a Nob Squad. Nob Squad for MakeEldars. Elite tier 3 melee infantry. Can demolish anything in the game, and these guys are fully upgraded with their hammers and their Nob Leader and Mina and Greener, but they were dealt with. Fire Prism's pretty great for dealing with Nobs. Their big weakness is being knocked over. Plasma Cannons will also knock them over, of course, and there is the Frag Assault on the Land Raider. What is Overtly's next purchase? And what are these other Marines doing? Are they got both on missile launchers, eh? Fast capping on the VP. No, they're not. It's Devastator's capping. Apothecary sprinting over to try and get this power back, look. Taking his tax with him. Maybe they'll try and push down that east side and bash the power there. 315 to 125. Double cap for the blue team. Rocket launcher Kommando now putting pressure on the Land Raider. Levitation field was mistimed. Now we have a Seer Council for VagrantTable, who's got a huge army to try and manage here. The Seer Council provide a damage resistance aura of their own, much like the Autarchs, but it also affects them. So if you can get an Autarch and a Seer Council together, they can buff each other and other things quite well. These Banshees are getting really low though. Have they made it out? Maybe. I think that model is far enough away. Level 3 Banshees doesn't want to lose them. And they are not retreating to the Land Raider anymore. He thinks it's too risky, I think, to retreat them there. And that may have been the delay. He would have to have gone to the Land Raider and disabled it as a retreat point before hitting it there. Fortune on Seer Council, that is quite powerful. Nurgle Shrine is in though. Nurgle Shrine periodically heals your units, and if you worship it, you can reinforce. Apothecary tried to get a cheeky decap and gets bludgeoned in the face for his trouble. These tax can't do anything to these knobs, really. Can they get their melee charge? There it is. They may need to just run. Yeah, there's the retreat. SchmusCriminal also has some knobs now. Frag Assault doing some work. Plasma Cannon's getting some good shots in there. This Seer Council are really important now, I think, for the red team. They can be a really good screen for the Land Raider and the Plasma Cannons, because when they leap in, they do knock stuff over as well. Grenades. Not easy to be like using grenades with all this madness going on. Orbital thrown in. I think from Korgoth. Which is surprising. I assumed Terminators would be the next purchase. Land Raider's in trouble now. Rocks coming in. Big trouble. Land Raider's done for, I think. It is done for. No global repair. The Techmarine wasn't really repairing it very much, was he? He's level 7 though, and he's got a plasma gun and refractor field. So it's quite tough. And it's got some really good damage output at level 7 especially. Another Imperial Abyss from the Plague Champion. Eldar used their mobility to get out of it. Those guys retreat through, but they make it out. They didn't do too much damage. Fire Prism still in play. A single Ranger still in play. So you need to use a Kinetic Pulse. What is this? That is a Nob Squad on retreat path. That is terrifying. What are they up to? They're not even decapping the VP. Maybe they are now. Apothecary still down here, by the way. Could use Laramans to get him back, but he used all his red on the nuke. There's that levitation field. Great tool to have against a Nob Squad, but then I can just bludgeon the tactical marines. Might be time to get... I mean, the battle wagon's still up. That's probably why he's kept the missile launchers on those guys. I was going to say it might be time to get double plasma guns. He's got more tacs now. Oh, and they do have a plasma gun. Nob Squad is heavy infantry, so these guys will be very effective against it with the plasma gun. And note that VagrantTable has kept the Seer Council, at least at the moment, with their power weapons. So they're more effective against the CSM, more effective against the Nob Squads. Down to a single CSM squad is Nelson Man. What is this? Infiltrated Nob Squad now. Going after the Fire Prism. They will kill it so fast. And there's the Kommando grappling hook in there for the... oh, right on my crosshairs now. Down goes the Fire Prism. What happened to the Nob Squad? Oh, did they wipe him? They wiped the Nob Squad, look. I wasn't even looking. That might be a decent trade, actually. Because fully upgraded Nobs are super expensive. We might take that trade. VagrantTable. Got some Dark Creepers now, too. 236 to 49. Red team running out of VPs. Overtly needs to spend those resources. Tons of red. I guess he's saving for another Land Raider then. This battle wagon is still around. Overcharged plasma there. Trying to shoot those tiny little Gretchens. Repair crew Gretchens. Red team are taking the Western VP. Dark Creepers now pour their DPS on. That's a Noxious Cloud in there. Global ability of the Plague Champion. You can control this cloud of damage. I always felt like the cloud should debuff more than deal damage, but this is the way of it. 232 to 39. It's certainly not a bad ability, but could be a little bit more interesting maybe. It is another Land Raider for Overtly. Can he get it onto the field in time to make a difference here? Look at the Farseer fighting her heart out. Level 8. Yeah, and Runes of Reaping does increase the, or rather decrease the cooldown times, which is maybe why she was able to use Fortune so often. But now she has Armor of Vasurian for the time field. Plague Champion destroying these poor Guardians. VagrantTable letting them die. No, they're trying to retreat. Sync kill it is. He's super dead. 227 down to 28 VPs, the red team. And the Commando's capping the west side. But look at this. Heroic decap over here from the Seer Council. Using the webway to escape. Batwagon is still alive, by the way. Yeah, they can see the webway now. They can take it out. But that was pretty clutch from VagrantTable. Land Raider at number 2 is up. Korgoth. Should have got Terminators, I think. But here we are. He's got a plasma cannon and double tax, so he's lost one of his tax along the way. There's that kabooming flying Kommando again. Banshees give chase. Can they kill him? They can. Now the Plague Champion says hello. Does he have an accessory? No accessory on this guy. War Shout. Slows down the Plague Marines. I'm not sure what the Plague Marines are doing. They're trying to kill the Guardians, I think. 223 to 22. Looks like Overtly is going to set up shop in the mid. Stop things getting to that natural VP that way. Plasma cannons can also shoot the VP, as you can see there. Good place for him. One of them's further back as well. Big shots on the knobs, and there's that frag assault. Oh, we tried to use over there, but the knobs got all tossed around before. Banshees make it away, retreating to the Land Raider. Farseer is on the cat. Eldritch. Can they finish the battle wagon? Surely they can. Plasma cannons need to get a shot. They're misfiring. Autark goes in. Trying to finish it. Cult of Speed is active to try and get it to escape. But the Autark gets the kill. Inspiration on kill 2. Seemed to take a while to finish it off though, didn't she? Not sure what was going on there. Maybe that gun needs a bit more damage on it. Level 4 Seer Council here. Absolutely wrecking stuff. Eldar doing some absolutely stellar work here. Level 9 Farseer scares those guys off. Red team have the Western VP. 211 to 22. What do they have here though? Oh, Overtly's put a turret, a bunch of mines. Techmarine himself is here. Great idea by VagrantTable. Sends the Banshees back to defend it. There's another Nurgle Shrine. These guys will get suppressed by it if they get close enough. It's going to get missiled though. Yeah, look, it's even suppressing those guys all the way over there. Down it goes. 195 to 22. Have the blue team run out of steam. We've got some Kommando stabums for Schmus. And he's still got a knob squad up, a second one up he got. Oh, they need all their upgrades though. These fellas are still here, fully upgraded. Still have 2 weird boys. 2 heroes down though. That's a big, big difference in your ability to fight, being 2 heroes down. Double tax run, knowing they can just retreat back to the Land Raider. There's the Reaper Barrage suppressing these guys. Excellent shot. Superb shot. And they have their aspect of the Reaper for Reaper's Grasp. Increases their range. And the Reaper's Grasp gives them the speed debuff, preventing teleports and things. Not that there's any teleporting stuff on the field. I guess they can shoot the mech boy with it and stop him teleporting. Here Overtly is defending that area with plasma cannons and everything now. The Techmarine's good at. Got that turret there. Land Raider's barely been touched. Red team looking solid, you know. See a council in there. Level 4, again, doing such an amazing job. Look at them. Dealing with a Knob squad and a Slugger squad. I mean, they have had support. Dark Reapers are shooting. Autark is shooting. But they didn't even drop a model there. I'm telling you, level 4 Seer Council. Oh, they can take hits. Excellent levitation field. 135 to 22. Red team on the ascendancy. We got some Terminators up for Korgoth. Yet more plasma cannons for Overtly. It's so difficult now for them to approach with all the plasma cannons. Here's another battle wagon. Plasma gun isn't helping that much. What's it doing? Still a 2-1 for red team, by the way. He's just hoping to be a massive distraction here, trying to kill the plasma cannon. This one's way far back, covering the VP, look. There's a time field. Oh, Sluggers didn't get in. I think he meant to put them in. The Banshees are so close to wiping. Now, units will automatically retreat back to the closest retreat point. So I don't think you need to disable the Land Raider there. VagrantTable. Could do with a bit of repairs. These Guardians here, or this Guardian, singular, could repair. Killed some Banshees in base, but they do survive. Flash kits on the way now for MakeEldars. More Plague Marines for Nelson. Where are the looters? Oh, they've got a beamy. There's nothing really to slow down the Seer Council, is there? Again, they don't have their heavy melee weapons, so they can't really damage the battle wagon that much. Here's some CSM. Not a good fight for the CSM, but those guys were low. They ran off. Power Axe Apothecary now in there with improved medical equipment. Oh, lots of damage on the Land Raider, eh? The beam is getting shots, I think. There's an orbital back there. Another shrine. Time field is all going off. Noxious cloud in the back. Are they going to get the Land Raider again? They do get it. They got it. Makeboy came in with a Mega Rumbler. And there's some stabby commandos. I'm not sure what got the last hit there. Was it the Weird Boy? I think maybe it was the Weird Boy. 60 to 22. It's incredibly close. Level 10 Farseer. Level 4 Orks. Does she not have her shield? She can have the shield and the gun at the same time, right? I don't think I've seen her with the shield up. 60 to 22. I think red team are going to take the western side back. Hell of a push though by the blues. Banshees giving chase with guide on them, looks like. They found the looters. Force them off. And they're getting suppressed by the shrine over there. The Dark Creepers are using their Star Shot Launcher, which gives them the rocket decorator you can see maybe on the top of their icon there. Farseer gets to revive. Is there anything she can't do in this game? Another battle wagon for MakeEldars. More tactical marines for Korgoth. A D-cannon finally on the way. 46 to 22. Can they hold on? What is this? I see things. It's sluggers. Getting plasma cannon. Haven't dropped a model. Oh, they have. Oh, they're trying to burn down the turret, look. From the back. Plasma cannons are going to have another thing in mind. Blowing them up, mainly. Can they wipe them? Need to be careful not to friendly fire the turret. Now the Techmarine can repair it, look. Back to the west side, though. Big push from the blue team. CSM on the cap. Need to get the Plague Champion on the cap, but he's still down. Hasn't been repurchased. Surely it's worth repurchasing that guy for the fist. Orks very low here. Dob Squad trying to pile through. Mega Rumbler disrupting everything. 17 to 22. It's so close. So close. Overtly has 5 plasma cannons. And not a whole lot else. There's some advanced healing trying to keep the Farseer alive. There's the other battle wagon. The new one. Seems to be hanging back for now. She gets the cap and then uses levitation. Can they wipe the Nob Squad? I think they did. Where were the Dark Creepers in all of that? Oh, they're gone. Dark Creepers are gone. 8 to 22. I think the red team somehow have done enough here. I thought losing that first Land Raider was going to be a GG. But they held on. Abyss at the end there. Amazing stuff. What a performance from VagrantTable. Did some amazing work. All 3 blue heroes down here, yeah. The Kommando and the Plague Champion were down for so long. Which, as I said, makes it much harder to fight those big team battles. Makeboy down at the end as well. Level 8. Level 6 Kommando. Level 5 Plague Champion. Techmarine level 9. Doing huge damage with the plasma gun. I'm not sure how much work the mines did. Maybe they did huge amounts of work. There's none left here now. Defended the VP very well. Korgoth kind of collapsed in the mid-game, but recovered well. Had a bunch of attacks and Stern Guard at some point. Terminators up at the end. A solid Apothecary as well. And VagrantTable at the end. Level 10 Farseer. Did awesome work here. The Seer Council were spectacular. They did have the empowered spears at the end. Dark Creepers didn't make it through. The Banshees made it through. How well did they do? Orks as well survived. Great to see. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you all for watching. This is the last game on 2.10.1. And what a game to end it with. I will see you next time.